Readings with Honey Goddess. I have mind. I had to sip me a little tea, child. It's actually coffee, but you know what I'm saying. You get the gist of it. And so, as I'm getting dressed again this morning without any consciousness, I just knew, I'm going to kind of put these pieces together. I want you to see. Normally, let's unpack what the magician means.
I had tea this morning, not my normal coffee, sometimes referenced as a love that has never let me down. My tongue's most sophisticated places relishes in its gingery backsplash, all spiced and stimulating. Aromas. She paired well with the earth's bountiful harvest as a...
Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I'm super excited. I am wowed. Okay, so this is going to be a pretty brief video. I normally on my other channels, I have a channel some other places, and so I do a guided readings show on my other channel. So I just want to take a moment and if you don't know, make sure you go to rizzle.com/honeygoddess so you can see what I'm talking about. I have a salacious food. I have guided readings with Honey Goddess. I have product reviews there, as well as salacious food with Honey Goddess, which I'm hoping to bring my ASMR here to YouTube. However, I am having microphone issues, and so I have to wait until I get the right microphone to begin that journey. But that's neither here nor there. I want to get into this guided readings with Honey Goddess because it just literally blows my mind. I have had so many different things occur for me. I was talking on my other channel today how yesterday I was headed to the post office because I also handcraft soap. So I had orders I had to ship, and I went to the post office, and I had, on my way there, I had some a conversation with my angels and, some prayers. And I want to say within 12 minutes or less, as I entered an intersection, 2 black wild turkeys came out of nowhere, okay, and stopped me. And I don't have a horn on my van because I have an old van. And so I had to, I'm like inching and scooting forward to try to get the turkeys to move, but they didn't care. They weren't scared, child. They were not scared. And so they stood there and stayed there until they knew they had my attention. And so I just stopped and I looked at them. They looked at me. They delivered the message, and then they moved on. They crossed the street. Fast forward, today I am getting dressed without conscious knowledge, getting dressed. What comes to me? A fox. Okay. I see something bounce underneath the window. I'm like, what is that? I turn around and get the back end of the fox, right? And so I was like, wow, I was just kind of like, amazed, just because it correlated to a story from last week, which again, go to rizzle.com/honeygoddess and you'll understand what I'm talking about story. Now, anywho, I am, further slathering my moisturizer on, child, getting it together. And then what comes back? The same fox. And so I was like, wow, it heard me through the window. And so it stopped and it just stared at me. It stopped in its tracks and it just made sure it had eye contact with me, and it just stared at me. So while it did that, I was just like, well, hello, they're beautiful. And so I want to kind of get into how those 2 omens and spirit animals connected. The message of the turkey was abundance, to connect to earth so I can appreciate all that's around me. And to also know that abundance and prosperity is coming, And so I'm like, okay, cool. So then the fox today was also correlated to financial abundance, patience, protection against something that might be unpleasant and or dangerous that's coming up in the near future. So I'm keeping all of those messages with me. Now, here's how all of this kind of really blows my mind. I had to sip me a little tea, child. It's actually coffee, but you know what I'm saying. You get the gist of it. And so, as I'm getting dressed again this morning without any consciousness, I just knew, I'm going to kind of put these pieces together. I want you to see. Normally, I shuffle my deck. And I closed my eyes and asked the universe and the angels to direct me to a card. But I didn't have to do that today, because as soon as I picked my deck of cards up to shuffle them, this card was on the bottom. Now, tell me that I do not look like this card right now. I literally resemble this card right now. Like, literally. Look at that card. The Magician. Okay? I look like the Magician today. Look at my Magician card. Let's unpack what the Magician means. The Magician. I'm just so blown away that I'm looking like this today. The universe has an amazing sense of humor, because I actually woke up this morning a little heavy, okay? This quarantine was fine, has been fine. However, over the last 2 weeks, I have been so uncertain about the direction, where to go, what to do, where am I going, where am I headed, how do I do it, finances, like all that has like compiled for the last 2 weeks, and it has worn me out. We're not going to even unpack on this particular channel or episode the post office. You have to go to rizzle.com/honeygoddesshoney to understand how the post office wears me completely out and smooth out. But that's neither here nor there. But let's talk about the Magician. The Magician is about new opportunities, and to take your lofty dreams and ideas and bring them to earth and bring them to fruition. It also is associated with Mercury. Today is May 21st. We just entered Gemini season, who is governed by Mercury. Okay, let's talk about it. It is time to make magic. It is time to create magic. It is time to bring your dreams, hopes, desires, and aspirations to fruition. I didn't know when I look down to the Joker. Look. She is I and I am her. Look. I am so grateful. Oh my goodness, I am so grateful. It is time to make magic. Those omens that came to me, because part of the prayer that I prayed yesterday as I was driving to the post office was that I'm ready. I'm ready for this prosperity. Bring it. I'm ready for the promises delivered me, the greatness and of the abundance and prosperity. And that's what I asked for. And I asked by name. And then the 2 turkeys came yesterday. And then the fox came this morning. And then this card came shortly thereafter. Oh my God, I am so grateful. One last note that I want to make about this card is I want you to look at the infinity sign above her head, which associates with my life path number, which is 8. I am so moved. She's happy. She is strong. She is vibrant. She's ready. She is I and I am her. Thank you all so much for tuning into this very informative and delicious video, and thank you for watching my channel. Please subscribe. More content will be coming. I am working on building and delivering content more often. I will be dropping a schedule and sticking to said schedule. If there's anything that you'd like for me to talk about, review, or anything to that nature, feel free to just hit my email. Just email me at honeygoddessradio@gmail.com. That's HUNNY goddessradio@gmail.com. Make sure you subscribe and set your notifications so when I do drop new content, you can get it. Also, make sure you hit up rizzle.com/honeygoddess, spelled the exact same way as my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram at honeygoddess, HUNNY goddess. Thank you all so much, and I cannot wait to share more information and content with you.
I had tea this morning, not my normal coffee, sometimes referenced as a love that has never let me down.